Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Hiking and History. Today we are in the beautiful county of Cheshire. We're going to be doing a very nice gentle walk around Redesmere and Capesthorne. Capesthorne is a very old, huge mansion estate which should be very impressive to see. We're just at the south side of Redesmere at the moment. Redesmere is a lake. I'll show you where. This is the starting point of the walk. There's a nice little sort of picnic area here, and then there's also some parking available, as you can see on here, this road, and no one's here at the moment, so I've got it completely to myself. Yeah, it should be a pretty gentle, easy walk, very peaceful around Redesmere, and we're not actually going into the hall itself, but we should get views of it. And there's some nice little spots and stuff along the way, some nice history, and just it's a very picturesque Cheshire, lowland Cheshire kind of walk. So I think if it's a great introductory walk in Cheshire if you need somewhere that not actually many people go to as well. It's not like really well known and popular. Perfect place to start. So we are going to be heading down that way and we'll come to the Redesmere, the lake, which is just down there. So let's get going. So here we are on the south side of Redesmere, as you can see, very pretty. So many birds here as well. I didn't realise as well there's a lot more parking here than I thought, so yeah, it's very easy to park here, come feed the birds. Redesmere is a peaceful stretch of water created in the late 18th century as part of the Capesthorne Hall estate, made by damming up the Fanshawe Brook. Although it looks like a natural lake, this body of water, along with the woodland and fields nearby, were carefully shaped to impress visiting guests to the hall. Like many ornamental lakes of the period, it was both practical and picturesque, supplying water, attracting wildlife, as well as framing views. From above, you can really see that sense of balance and design. The long, gentle curve of the lake, the clear line of trees that shelter it, and in the distance, the distinctive red brick towers of Capesthorne Hall. It's often forgotten that our industrialist ancestors also had the ability to live harmoniously with nature. We should remember that it wasn't all smog and smoke during the Industrial Revolution. Redesmere today is a beautiful spot for walkers, birdwatchers and anglers. Calm mornings provide water so still that it perfectly mirrors the trees and sky. It's a timeless English landscape that's practically unchanged from the 1700s. So the path just runs right along the edge here, and there's so many little spots that you could go sit at, and just beautifully peaceful here. That was an absolutely humongous herd of geese. I think they're geese anyway. They're the biggest I've ever seen. They came flying overhead and then just settled down on the lake, which was pretty cool to see. I think this is, yes, Capesthorne public footpath. So here we are. The water and parkland were created for the enjoyment of the owners of Capesthorne in the 18th and 19th centuries, but now this picturesque location can be enjoyed by all. As the path winds around the edge of Redesmere, the autumnal colours are really showcased. Continue on the main path, passing through the tranquil tree line of the lake until you eventually come to a clearing. And we're just about to pass the sailing club here now. Redesmere has a sailing club. Here we are at the head of the mere now, Redesmere. Absolutely gorgeous. So tranquil. Well, apart from, unfortunately there's a main road which we're going to cross right there, so that disturbs this area a little bit, but absolutely beautiful. Here we are at the main road now. You just gotta be careful. Let's go. There we are, safe and sound. And this field's actually just full of cows. Friendly ones so far, but always a bit wary about cows, which might sound ridiculous, but sometimes they can charge you, they can be very aggressive. We survived the cows. We've got another little ornamental crafted lake, part of the hall and everything, just coming up here. I'll show you, it's really nice. So the path just skirts all around these pretty ornamental little lakes that were all made for the estate. I'm guessing it's still part of it. Well, that answers that question, doesn't it? So tempting though, you could just just walk over, but I might adhere to the rules this time. Luckily this public footpath, as you can see, just hugs the water pretty much the whole way, and up here we should be able to get a view of the hall itself. We're getting close now. Just up ahead is the hall, and then there's a gorgeous bridge that runs across it. It's so picturesque. The striking red brick house of Capesthorne Hall has stood here since the early 18th century. Originally built for the Ward family, but passed through marriage to the Davenports, who still own the estate today. Like many great Cheshire houses, it reflects the wealth and confidence of the Georgian period, a time when landowners wanted their homes to impress from every angle.
John Ward of Capesthorne, a lawyer and landowner, had the present house built here in the early 18th century. He had business links to Liverpool merchants involved in the Atlantic trade, and his daughter's children by the Davenport family went on to be prominent among the slave trading merchant class. While I couldn't find definitive proof that Ward himself undertook slaving voyages, his connection shows how estates like this were tied into wider global commerce of the period. The original hall was designed in a Jacobean revival style, with tall gables, mullioned windows, and those distinctive octagonal towers. It was partly remodelled in the 19th century after a fire, blending elements of Elizabethan and Gothic architecture, which gives it that romantic, slightly storybook appearance you can see today. Surrounding the hall is the landscaped park we've already walked through, shaped by hand rather than nature, with ornamental lakes, rolling lawns and carefully framed views. From above you can really appreciate how the house was meant to be seen, perfectly balanced within its setting.
And there it is, Capesthorne. Easily one of the grandest country mansions in Cheshire for sure. And this walk just takes you right past it. It's absolutely gorgeous. This is the road to the estate, which is private, but you can actually visit the hall. I've never done it myself, but it's open. I think it's like every weekend it's open up until like the end of October, and unfortunately it's the end of October now, so I think they are closed for the season. I mean, look at that, look at this garden area. So next year when it's back in season, I'm going to make sure I get there because I'd love to see the inside of it. Some little outbuilding as well, just on the edge of the estate, and the old wall here as well. Wonder what this was used for, or is still used for. I think we're heading this way. Another style. We're essentially on our way back now. The hall is just in them trees there by that lovely little house. But there is still another cool thing to see when we get back to the very beginning. It gets a bit muddy on this one, but you just got to keep following the styles. There's one there, there's a concrete water trough thing, and there's another style. And after that double style, you do a hard left and go straight down this field. There's a style along the edge there which is in the woodland, you want to ignore that one. And just go across the field, and there's another one straight ahead. More cows. But we are in very typical Cheshire countryside now, just quite flat, very gentle rolling hills along the Cheshire plain. And last style onto this dirt road. Well, that dirt mud path didn't last very long. There's another style you take over just to the left, and then farm here, and we aim just left of the barns of the farm. Oh, look at that cow, he's all on his own in that field. He's in like cow prison. And the styles here essentially take you right into the farm, but it is public, so you are on the right path. There's adorable little calves in there. That's cute. This guy's very friendly. Come say hello. So yeah, believe it or not, through that farm was the right way. You just go down the main road, and then before you get to this, which is an actual proper road, there is like a rough track this way and little way marker there, so we are following that. It's an old thatched cottage here. very pretty, but it kind of looks abandoned. Yeah, I don't know actually, yeah, it does look quite abandoned, but there is stuff there. Interesting. Path now veers off into this woods. Very nice autumnal colours today. However, these woods, if you were here in summer, are renowned for bluebells. There are apparently bluebells everywhere. Forests in autumn are still very lovely. The path brings you out here at this little junction, and there's 2 giant oak trees here, and you want to go left, and then you're going to come out onto this rough lane next to this lovely cottage, so you know you're going the right way. And we are, believe it or not, almost back to Redesmere. Imagine trying to have a staring competition with these guys. Nah, I lost. And here we are now. It's just about to bring us onto the main road. We turn right here, and then about 250 yards we will be back at Redesmere. And if you just take the left down there, you are back at Redesmere where we started. You can see the cars just parked down there, but if you want to see a little bit extra and see a very cool church, you just got to head down here. There's a little extra piece of cool history. So you take the next left. We are going to be going up there to a beautiful little church. It's just one of these kind of hidden tiny little places that no one really knows about, and this countryside's full of this stuff. I mean, you know, the hall itself is kind of hidden and not that many people know about it. It's not busy. But this little church actually has a connection to it as well, which is cool. Here we are, Siddington Church. I've seen it online called All Saints Church, so either or.
Tucked away just a short distance from Capesthorne stands All Saints Church in the village of Siddington. A beautiful little building that feels almost forgotten by time. At first glance it looks like a typical country chapel, but it's actually one of Cheshire's oldest timber-framed churches, dating back to the early 16th century. The oak beams you see today were raised around 1521, during the reign of Henry VIII, just before the great religious changes of the Reformation. For centuries this was the church of the Capesthorne estate, used by generations of the Ward and Davenport families. Many of their memorials can still be found here, quietly marking their place in the story of the hall and the wider landscape. What makes All Saints so special, however, is its interior. Much of that Tudor craftsmanship survives. Dark timber arches, carved pews, and fragments of medieval glass. The whitewashed walls and black timbers give it a classic Cheshire look, simple, sturdy, and deeply atmospheric.
Look at this old survival I've just found. I imagine maybe this has been moved and placed here, but the date on this is 1751, aged only 14, but that is extremely old for gravestones, because I think it was only became fashionable to sort of make gravestones like this around that time, so that's a very early one. As you can see, gorgeous little church and very unique looking, the sort of brick, but then it's also got the Tudor stylings on it as well. I think it is open, so I am going to head inside and have a look. I think the inside is pretty nice as well. But yeah, very nice graveyard as well, with all the old graves. Some of them are belonging to, you know, people that used to live at the hall, and then more modern ones as well, still being used. Now, how beautiful was that church? I've never been in there before. I'd heard about it, and yeah, that was exceeded my expectations even. Probably, I mean, I'm gonna say best church in Cheshire, possibly. I absolutely adore that. That is gorgeous, and there's so much history in there that you can read about, like these Canadian airmen that are here when they crashed the plane during World War I. I could not recommend this little hidden gem enough, and it's a brilliant place to end the walk here. So yes, that was the Redesmere and Capesthorne walk. Great little walk in Cheshire. I hope you enjoyed this video. Redesmere and Capesthorne, beautiful places. Like and subscribe, do all the usual YouTubey stuff, and I will see you in the next walk, hike, history video, whatever it will be. See you later. Bye.